Normally make just a pot of beans like for chili, or you throw some ham in there, and you kind of get away from that beautiful basic bean because they have such wonderful flavor, and some of us just don't know how to cook a proper bean. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. So on this video I'm going to show you some delicious basic bean basics. We'll be back. I want to apologize too. I have got a brand new microphone that I'm trying out, and I'm hoping that I'm not just blasting you out. So apologies up front if that's what I'm doing. I have here a basic white bean. Sometimes it's called a Great Northern. Sometimes it's called a just navy bean or a small white bean. And I have 1 cup here, and I'm going to pour them out on a towel. Now, I see some people sort their beans like this and they pull this out. For me, that would just take forever. So I get just a clean towel and I spread them out like so. So I get a full view of the playing field, as I say. And I just sort of pat them out so I can see everything. And then I start pulling out ones that I think look a little funky. I pull out pebbles that might be there. Now, let me show you these, just for example. I've got a couple of broken ones in there. I've got a bean here that, it just, let me put it there. It just doesn't look great. It's kind of dry and browned. So I'm just going to go through here and just start pulling ones. Like as I said, just don't make me happy. And I'll do this, and then I'm going to bring you back. And I'm going to show you how as I said, this is really a basic bean video, and I hopefully I'm not talking down to you, but I think there are some people maybe out there who really don't know how to make beans. So that's why I'm doing this video. I will be back and we will show you how to rinse them and get them ready for the pot. Alrighty, I'm at my stove. I've got some good warm water here, and I am going to, I like to call it mushing them. I get in there and I rinse and I make sure there is no dirt on there. This also, if you happen to miss a little pebble or a little piece of dirt, not necessarily a pebble, but a piece of dirt, that is going to get rid of that. And as I said, I just give them a really good rinse. And if I see any others that pop up to me that just don't look great, I pull those out. All right, now there's 2 ways to go about this. Let me get that out of your way. There's 2 ways to go about this. You can do a slow overnight soak, which you put them in some cool water in a bowl and make sure you have a good 2 or 3 inches of water over these dried beans, because once they start absorbing the water, you're going to run out of water, right? So you want to make sure you have a good amount of water over the dried beans. Let them sit there on your counter overnight, and then in the morning you can start cooking them. You could do them in your Instant Pot, but as I said, this is kind of a nice little slow and steady, low and slow, as I like to say, cooking method. And I'm going to do a quick soak, which is I put them in a pot of boiling water. I let them boil for 2 minutes. In fact, I'm going to leave you a post of the black bean soup I did, and it shows you that quick soak method. I'm going to quick soak them, which is putting them in boiling water, cooking them for 2 minutes, turning the pot off, putting a lid on them, and letting them soak an hour in that hot water. And that really gives you kind of that overnight quality of a bean. So once I've got these done in that quick soak method, I'll bring you back and we'll get started on those next steps. Here are my beans in the pot there, and I've just added some warm water, but I wanted to show you the size difference, my hand's all wet there, of a soaked and a not soaked bean. Hopefully that'll focus for you. That's of course the dry bean, and this is the soaked bean, and it's not quite doubled yet. And when beans are cooked, they generally double in size. So a 1 cup serving of dry beans will give you approximately 3 cups. All right, so this is how simple this is. I'm adding a half an onion, small half an onion, and that's going in there. And then I had some, I didn't have full-size carrots, but I had the little eating carrots. So I'm just adding enough, probably that equals a medium-sized carrot. And then I have a clove of garlic that I have cut in half. Now this is a large clove, so if you wanted to, I mean, it almost looks like 2 cloves. So you could add that. No salt, no pepper at this point. And now I'm going to add a tablespoon of good olive oil. This is going to really elevate these beans. Make them taste so rich and so delicious. So this is the recipe right here. I'm going to put that back on the stove. I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to bring you up so I can talk to you. I'm talking to the pot. That's better. I'm going to put this pot back on the stove, put a lid on it, and get it up to a simmer. You don't want it boiling. You know, you can get it up to a boil just, you know, to get it there. Bring it back down and bring it into a slow simmer. You can put the lid on it, but you might want to put that lid just a tiny bit askew so there's a little space between the lid and the pot. Sometimes beans will, you know, boil over and it's a mess, and you don't want that to happen. I would give them probably 30 minutes and then start checking on them. Depending on how fresh your beans are, after pre-soaking, they could take as little as 30 or 45 minutes. I had a bag of Rancho Gordo heirloom beans, and literally that's what it took. I quick soaked them, put them on for about 30 minutes, and I was like blown away at how quickly those beans were done. Of course, those are a very fresh bean that are sold, you know, they're expensive, and they were a gift. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with this, and then I will start checking them after about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then once I have them done to the, you know, to the tenderness that I want, I'll bring you back and we'll show you what's going to happen next. These are just a perfect little bean. They're cooked beautifully. I've removed the carrot and the onion because they've done their job. So we're going to take a taste of these wonderful, beautiful, simple beans. You ready to give these a shot?
I'm ready for anything.
Now I will say we have a new microphone that we're working with, and right now I've got it set on the counter. We're hoping it's going to pick us both up.
I hope so.
Yeah. So the beans, I'm going to put a little salt on. Remember, I used no salt in the cooking of them. Salt just makes a bean not cook up as well. So a little salt.
I didn't know that.
It's true. A little black pepper. That enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever.
And then I'm going to gild the lily. I'm going to put just a sprinkle of a good olive oil over the top of those. Just enough to, you know.
What does that mean?
Gild the lily?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean? Here, you go. It's your turn.
My turn.
You always get the first try.
I don't always get
Now these
the
are
first
just simple beans. It's peasant food. What do you think of that? Try them.
one. They're good.
That's it?
They're very good. They're beans. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're supposed to say about beans.
They're good.
Yeah. Sometimes beans speak for themselves.
Well, you know, that's it. That's exactly right. The thing is, as I had mentioned earlier in this video, you know, most times we sit there and we throw them in chili. You put ham in there. You just mask them. Maybe grind them up into a soup. But how often do you just sit down to a beautiful bowl of beans?
They're very good.
They are
very good. And that olive oil adds a lot to them.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. I'll have some more.
Gosh, those are good. They're creamy and yet firm still. Now, if you wanted to put these like in a cassoulet, where you take your vessel, a baking dish, and you put maybe some pork in there or some kind of meat, and you put the beans in there with some sauce and that sort of thing, you wouldn't want them cooked this well.
Did you do the cassoulet on camera?
No, I didn't. I wish you'd do that. It's an excellent recipe. Anyway, I think that this is just your basic bean. It can be done with any bean, you know, whether it's cannellini or kidney or black, because really every bean has a different flavor. You really are digging those.
Oh, yeah. The first bite didn't do it for me, but yeah, this is good.
You're getting into it now. It is good. They're good beans, yeah. So that's your basic bean 101. I hope you'll try it. Even though you're maybe a bean aficionado and you've had beans in everything in your life, try just a plain, simple bean.
Excellent.
All right, everybody. I need to write this down, so all I have to do is read it. Thanks a lot for watching. It's true. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends. If you liked what you saw, I hope you subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Tell your friends. I have a small affiliate store, and that's through Amazon. So if you go on through my link and do some shopping, I do get a tiny commission, and I appreciate you doing that. And is there anything else?
Eat beans.
Oh, be sure to hit that little red bell down there by the subscribe bar, because if you do that, when I upload a video, guess what? You'll be the first one to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.